Hello and welcome to Tree of Statism. Today we will be talking about another ideology. The reason we want to discuss ideologies is because they affect the state. The ruling idea affects the rulers. However, why do ideologies become popular? One of the main reasons is that ideologies reflect reality. The more problems or the more central the problem that this ideology tries to solve, the more people may adopt it. However, if an ideology exists and it does not relate in any way to real problems in society, people will just abandon it. They will adopt a different ideology, one that is going to address their problems. Often, competing ideologies are ideologies that face the same reality from multiple directions. That is to say that each of them faces a different problem that exists at the same time. Sometimes they solve it from different angles, or they solve it in different ways because different groups want it to be solved in different ways. This series is going to be discussing a bunch of ideologies. This episode is going to be talking about one specifically. However, we want to talk about these ideologies in order to try to understand and try to estimate why it is these ideologies are popular, what are their advantages, and what are their disadvantages. Hello, and welcome back to Tree of Statism. I'm Noah Gutman. Today we're going to be talking about another weird ideology on the internet. This ideology calls itself tradwives. This is about women who kind of want to return to some kind of fantasy vision of traditional relationships. They have ideals for women, and this seems like things that women may want. Now, this is not a universal, but a lot of women do tend to want these things. They want to marry young and to stay in the relationship forever, as in, like, you get married to your husband and you don't break up, you stay together, you grow old together, without all the moving around from relationship to relationship. They want to have lots of kids, and by lots of kids, they usually mean 4, 5, or 6, something in that range. They're not talking about ultra-orthodox levels of like 10 or 20 kids. They want to stay home and raise the kids. They do want to be the mom in the house and not, a working mom. And generally, they don't want to work. Many people think that tradwives are against feminism. Many tradwives will openly criticize feminism. I don't think this is the case, however. I think it's more along the lines of feminism reimagined. That is to say, they do want things for women, but they disagree what the core things that women might want are. They don't oppose the right to vote. They do not oppose the right to work, they just don't want to work. That is to say that some people don't find fulfillment doing some desk job, and a lot of people have shitty bosses and may want to stay home rather than go out and work. This is not just for women. A lot of men might not want to work. However, this is part of the tradwife idea. They would prefer to stay home and do housework. They much prefer cooking and cleaning for their husband rather than laboring for some boss that they don't know. They don't oppose the right to short-term relationships. They just wish it was easier to get long-term relationships. That is to say, it's not so much the problem that women are jumping from bed to bed, it's the idea that men expect you to jump into bed very, very early and can leave very, very early even though you have invested. They would prefer that dating would be more long-term oriented, that more people would be looking for long-term relationships. And they do not oppose protecting women from marital violence. This is just not one of the primary concerns of the movement. As I stated before, it seems more like feminism reimagined. They don't oppose feminism entirely, they just think that it led to a lot of things that they don't want. They oppose the fact that women working has become mandatory. They wish that they could go back to a time where women could choose to stay at home. They oppose the sexual revolution not because they are allowed to be but because they are expected to be. They wish they could go back to having traditional, more romantic, more long-term oriented relationships. They don't like the short-term relationships that you can have. They don't want to jump from bed to bed. And they don't like that life is too expensive for lots of kids being 5 kids, something that is very unaffordable. We're not even talking about having 20 kids like ultra-Orthodox Jews. This ideology seems ideal for a lot of men, and a lot of men think they want tradwives, and a lot of them like influencers that are tradwives. However, a lot of these women also seem to be dressing provocatively and very much fit into the mommy fetish. Some people on the internet claim this ideology is fake altogether. It's just influencers trying to get losers to follow them and donate. I think this is incorrect, although it's entirely possible that some of the influencers are exactly trying to get losers to donate. It seems more like women fantasizing about an imaginary dream family in an ideal world where they could have this imaginary ideal family. One of the things that throws men off is when these tradwives start talking about the husband paying all of the bills. Suddenly the fans start calling these tradwives gold diggers. Now, to be fair, gold digging is an extreme version of a very reasonable desire for a woman to want a husband that can provide for her. I'm not suggesting that women date 90-year-old billionaires, but rather that it is reasonable for them to want to date a successful man that has a career, that his career is on track, and prefer that over dating unemployed junkie hipsters. And yet again, like with most ideologies, we ask, why is this ideal even relevant? Well, again, it seems to be reflecting society as we know it. The ideology seems to be a yearning for a simpler past, and it seems to be a reflection of a desire to live in a society where people can live on a single income. People would like for their husbands, or sometimes wives, to provide for them while they stay home. This seems like an ideology where women fantasize about unaffordable and expensive things like having 5 kids. And all of these things kind of reflect that people feel that they can't afford the simple things in life that they want. You know, a family to stay at home, a few kids, and like 5 or 6 kids. If you like this video about this ideology, please tell us what other ideology you would like us to discuss. Maybe, just maybe, we might discuss it. Hey guys, I'd like to wrap up this video by reminding you to please like, subscribe, and comment on my videos. All these things really help me out with the algorithm. If you have criticisms or think I can improve, comment. I'd like to get some feedback. And watch my other videos as well. If you like them as well, do the same over there. And if you really want to help me out, if you really want to take interest, you can always buy my book. It's on Amazon. And Kapistan by Noah Goodman.